And we're live.
For the brand!
What's going on, guys? Welcome to Outside the Brand. This is your WWE United Champions 2023 post show right here on the podcast for you guys on this Saturday night. We would have been here Saturday afternoon if everything went right for me in this goddamn day, but everything just had to go wrong for me today. But listen, we're here. We're talking United Champions. Everything from United Champions was actually pretty enjoyable from what I was actually able to see from what I saw, and then I had to go back to check out some of the other stuff that I did miss. A lot of stuff was very enjoyable. We had a great main event for the tag team titles. We have a new World's Heavyweight Champion in Seth Rollins. Asuka is the brand new Raw Women's Champion. She's still a SmackDown competitor, but she still has the Raw Women's Championship, so that's still gonna have to be figured out. They have to explain that to us, bro. They can't just not keep that any longer. And then Cody Rhodes passed out in the freaking Kimura lock. So yeah, I'm gonna have a lot to say about that shit, because that shit, that was fucking terrible. But guys, how'd you feel about United Champions overall? Let's talk about it. How'd you guys feel?
I thought it was a great show. I love the shit that happened in the main event. I love AJ versus Seth. That was the match of the night for me. Seth Rollins is the new World Heavyweight Champion. And yeah, I thought it was a pretty solid pay per view. I give it like a 7.5 out of 10. Mm.
Yeah, dude, it was. I mean, streaming the whole thing, it was worth getting up at 10 a.m. for. I'll say that.
Yeah, man. Well, obviously we'll talk about the main event when we get there and what transpired during that. But the whole thing about everybody going into this was like, if one of the Usos were going to turn, everybody and their mother thought it was going to be the one Uso that was Jay. But it turned out to be the more calm, the more everybody's got to feel oozy, the more like, like the one that was legitimately just falling like in line, just telling everybody just to calm down and everything like that. It was Jimmy that was the one to actually turn. He legitimately kind of finally remembered that he's nobody's bitch, and he was actually able to figure things out and was actually trying to get things going in the right way and in the right gear. How do you guys feel about Jimmy being the one and not Jay? Because we don't know where really Jay is right now. Because Jay, he was kind of trying to figure out, like, he didn't want to believe anything that Sammy was saying. But now Jimmy is kind of figuring out what Sammy is saying is true. So will Jay follow suit down the line? We're gonna find out. But how do you guys feel about Jimmy being the one to finally figure things out and click things in his head in the end?
Man, I was irritated with this.
You didn't like that at all?
Twist. I personally love the plot twist.
I don't see it as a plot twist. It doesn't seem like a plot twist though. It's we had Jay, who was suspicious of everything Roman was doing. Sammy was getting into his head, and he started to turn on Roman. But Jimmy was the stalwart one. Jimmy was like, nah, bro, gotta hang tough. Believe in me. Believe in the bloodline. Everything's going to work out. We're going to be on top as long as we're with Roman. And now all of a sudden, Jimmy jumped ship. Jimmy's the one that says, nah, fuck Roman. He was wrong, whatever. And Jay's like, I don't know, man. Why did you do that? It's like, no, this was you like a couple months ago. I don't see why one Uso has to flop every time. Just let them both be against Roman.
Now,
Okay.
I mean, when it all comes down to it, Roman Reigns is now the champion of 1,000 days. He officially hit the 1,000 days today. He is rumored to be defending those championships at Money in the Bank and SummerSlam. Now, the question I ask you guys, who is he going to be defending these championships against? Because let's face it, there's not a lot of people that are on the Friday Night SmackDown roster as of right now that are fresh and new for Roman Reigns. The only two that I can honestly think of are AJ Styles, who we really haven't seen since AJ's, beginnings of WWE, and Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley might be, somewhat of a fresh guy, but honestly, I don't really see that as of right now. What do we do when it comes to him defending the championships? Because at any other point, if it's not anybody from his family, it's honestly kind of just like, oh, well, Roman's winning. So what's happening here? What do we do
Jimmy
from
Uso.
here on out?
I think it's gonna be Jimmy Uso.
I personally think it's going to be
How long
Jimmy
do we
Uso at SummerSlam. I do.
And then that's when we
How long
get
do we have till Money
the
in the
Jey
Bank?
Uso turn.
Money in the Bank is in July. Like, I think it's like the first weekend of July or something.
July the 1st.
Okay, so we have like a whole month between now and the bank.
Right.
Honestly,
Right. July 1st.
I'd be surprised if we get I wouldn't be surprised if we got Jimmy, then Jay, and then Solo. And like Roman just has to take on each one of them.
Right. Like I said, if it's anybody but his family, it's kind of like a pointless kind of scenario because just Roman's going to win. So if you're going to do anything with the family feud and actually get things going when it comes
Not
to
necessarily.
this new bloodline, possibly,
He's going to be
yes. Come on,
Jimmy. He's going to be generally bumped into Solo.
Right.
So I think Roman knows that Solo is actually a challenge.
Like I said, anybody else but the family is kind of just not irrelevant.
I misunderstood what you said. My bad.
No, anybody else but the family is kind of just like, oh, well, Roman's winning. So I mean, it's just to figure out how to get there. Now, like I said, Bobby Lashley is not a bad choice, Ben. But I mean, if you're going to do Bobby Lashley, I don't know. I feel like you kind of just have to do stuff with the family right now because I mean, the family's the most important.
I don't think
thing
you're doing
right
with
now.
Austin Theory though.
You're not doing it with Theory. No, not at all. No, Theory is definitely not going anywhere near Roman
That's
now.
what I'm saying. No. Theory.
God no. I didn't even want him with Theory when he was. I didn't even want Theory near Roman when he was Mr. Money in the Bank, let alone now. But yeah, so we'll figure out where things go from there. I honestly, personally believe it'll be Jimmy versus Roman at SummerSlam. I do. I'm not holding on hope anymore that it's going to be Cody and Roman at SummerSlam. I know they're going to try to push it to WrestleMania. And I really don't know if they can really do that. I don't think they really can, but it's WWE. They'll find a way to do it. And we'll see where things go.
They have to.
Of course they have to, but I mean, they got to figure out an actual way to do it because fans can turn real quick.
Make it last till Mania.
Fans can turn real quick, bro. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, with Rikishi putting out all that stuff on Twitter, I wouldn't be surprised if Rikishi doesn't show up on a SmackDown soon and be like, hey, look, we talked. Me and Sika, we sat down. We had a discussion. Roman, you're getting too big for your britches. You know what? You got it. It's your turn to run the gauntlet. You're so big and bad. Run the gauntlet. Like I said, I would do it in one night. Make him go through Jimmy, Jay, and then make him face Solo.
I mean, you gotta do stuff with the family now because the family's turning. The family is turning. The bloodline is crumbling. The bloodline is legitimately the. Let's be real. The bloodline is legitimately the only story going on right now in WWE that is of importance because everything else kind of took a back seat when the bloodline kind of came into fruition, and now it's legitimately the only thing that's important right now. The crumbling of the bloodline is what's really going to be happening, and now that's the only thing that people are really supporting of right now. So, gotta get things going. Gotta get things going in gear, and this is the whole reason why we're not going to have Roman as Universal Champion anymore, or Undisputed Universal Champion. It's because of the family turning on him,
right?
And it's because of the ego of Roman Reigns being too big to really hold everything together on his own. And
yeah, I mean, I could easily see hell with the way Heyman was looking at Usos a couple times. I wouldn't be surprised if between now and either now and Money in the Bank or now we don't get this thing ended up being orchestrated by Heyman because they were really pushing for the first time on commentary about the Samoan SWAT team and Heyman and all that stuff from back in like the 80s and 90s. So I wouldn't be surprised if Heyman hasn't already and the Usos and the thing. I can't really see like a. It's not like with Don Callis and Kenny. Like I can't really predict why Heyman would do it.
yeah,
It doesn't end game. But I could see them. I could see them doing it as a means to an end. Like we've got to get this to a close. So this is
yeah. We'll figure it out, though. I'm actually very excited to see what's actually going to be happening. You may like Roman, you may hate Roman, but at the end of the day, this man is legitimately bringing probably one of the most important and most interesting storylines within the WWE over the last, I'd honestly say since back in 2014. I'd honestly go back that far when it comes to Yes Movement. It's legitimately the best storyline since the Yes Movement for me, and that's saying something. I know a lot of people would probably point to Kofi Mania possibly, but to me, it's honestly Daniel Bryan and the Yes Movement that really got me like this excited again, and we'll see where things go from there. I'm enjoying it. Let's see where it goes. Is Deontay asleep? I think Deontay's asleep.
not 100% sure.
I think Deontay's asleep. Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna see, and this is why we're just not professional. Not saying that Deontay isn't. I'm just saying that like this entire show is just not professional.
No, we're professionals. That's what we are. We are nothing but professional.
I love how you believe in that. I really do. But guys, we'll talk about everything that happened.
Hey, somebody has to.
We'll talk about everything that happened on Night of Champions tonight. We'll obviously get into the new World's Heavyweight Champion, Seth Rollins, and how he, what happened? You fell asleep, bro. That's what happened.
Did I really?
Yeah, you fell asleep.
How do you? Huh?
We heard you snoring in the background, bro. We heard you. It was loud and clear into the microphone, bro.
I swear, I legit only dozed for a few seconds.
Yeah, but you were snoring and sleeping, bro. You were out.
It's not the first time. Probably won't be the last.
Well, like I said, we'll talk about everything that happened at Night of Champions from this afternoon. We'll talk about Seth Rollins winning the new World Heavyweight Championship. It's so well deserved. He's been so selfless over these last few years. He put Cody Rhodes over 3 times because this man came in from AEW as a former EVP and he just put his head down, did the right things. He believed in himself, and now he is a world champion in this company. I cannot be more proud of Seth. Um, the curveball to some people was Asuka winning the Raw Women's Championship here. I'm actually very excited about that. We needed something new. We needed something fresh. I love Bianca Belair, but I think it was time, and I'm glad they actually did pull the trigger tonight. In a very creative ending for the match when she did the mist in her hand and then did the raking of the eyes instead of actual misting in the face. So that was pretty
Yeah.
interesting. Um, the I mean, Natty got buried in Saudi Arabia tonight. She legitimately flew 18 hours just to have a 70-second match. So that's
That's crazy.
fantastic. Um,
Yes,
and
on her
yeah,
birthday too. On
on
her
her
birthday.
birthday too, nonetheless. So that's just, fantastic. And yeah, we'll talk about everything that happened tonight on the show. If you guys like what you hear so far, hit the like button. Turn on the bell for all notifications. That way you never miss when we go live. We'll be live possibly tomorrow night for the Double or Nothing post show right here on OTB. And I say possibly because with 10 matches on the goddamn card, we can be here until 12:30. So,
Mm.
if if I choose to, we'll be here live on OTB. If not, we'll cover it on Tuesday's talk, and we'll give a day to digest it and try to figure out on how to get things going from there. And then on Tuesday's talk, we'll talk about it all, and we'll lead into the dynamite after uh, Double or Nothing talking about the show. So we'll see what happens. I honestly don't think that we'll probably be on Sunday night. I really don't, but we'll see. It just depends on where we get out of here for. But at the end of the
That's,
day, we'll talk about Double or Nothing regardless and get things going squared away. Follow us on social media. All the TikTok links are down in the description below. Make sure to go down to the link in the description. Go get the merch at Teespring. Use the code OTB20 at checkout for 20% off your order. Thank you, SeatGeek, for sponsoring the channel. Use the code OTB at checkout for $20 off your first purchase using SeatGeek. And go down into the link in the description as well. There is a WWE Shop affiliate link, and if you click on that and buy something from the WWE Shop, a small portion will go to me, but any commission that I get from your purchases will go directly to this channel. That way, we can continue to make OTB the best it possibly can be for you guys. We love that you guys support the channel, and we'll continue to support you as long as you support us. So thank you guys so much. Beaver, Deontay, do you guys have anything to say when it comes to your end of things before we get started?
uh, yeah. I'm on W. I'm partnered with W Energy. If you go to w.gg and put in the code MBATAE, that's MBATAE, you get 10% off your order. You can order one of those things that Weaver has and use my code and get 10% off. I'm also a WWE Shop affiliate. Use my link and, help me help you.
Awesome, bro. What's going on there, Weaver? What you got? Nothing?
I'm good. I'm ready to get into it, man.
All right, cool. All right, man. Let's get this going, man. We started off with the World's Heavyweight Championship match, the crown the inaugural World Heavyweight Champion between Seth Rollins and AJ Styles. This is the tournament final to crown this World Heavyweight Champion. The World Heavyweight Championship just looks fucking beautiful. We all know the history of this championship. The way that they went about it with the 60 diamonds or whatever for the 60+ year lineage of the WWE, the eagle for all the eagles that have been on championships within the company, the crown for Bruno Sammartino. I mean, they went into everything when it comes to the details of this championship. It looks stunning. It looks beautiful. And we're crowning the first ever World Heavyweight Champion. And I say first ever because if you go to the WWE.com website and you look at the current champion right now in Seth Rollins, this is completely a different belt. It's a completely different belt. It's not the World Heavyweight Championship from the past. It's not Big Gold. It didn't carry on the lineage of Big Gold. It's a completely new thing. How do you guys feel about that, first of all, before we get into the match? Because a lot of people were trying to figure out, was it going to be carrying on the lineage or is it a new belt?
Well, so here's the thing I've noticed. The website, the people that run the website for WWE are not as clued in to lineages and like what's on TV as they like to have you think, because these are the same people who also put on the website that the WWE and Universal titles were not unified, even though there was a unification match.
They're not technically unified, though, because the Universal Championship is the one that he has for 1,000 days, and WWE title is a separate title. We technically have 3 World Championships in WWE right now.
We don't, though. We don't.
But we
if anything, the WWE Championship is just it's invalid. It's not actually active. Roman's just carrying around 2. When Brock and Roman had that match, they had a unification match. That unified the WWE and the Universal title.
If you were going to unify it, you should have put
actual
one belt.
WWE World Heavyweight and debuted this new design, it therefore null and voided that other title that Roman had sitting on his shoulder. So
you can't just null and void the WWE Championship.
Yes, you can. They've done it millions of times.
No, you can't.
They've done it
just
before.
Do that though, because
they've done it before.
It's a 50-year lineage of this freaking championship, bro. That's not.
But you can.
No.
If it's vacated, it can happen. It happens all the time.
No,
because when Randy Orton and John Cena had their unification match, John Cena had their unification match for the WWE and the World Heavyweight title. It became the World Heavyweight Championship, and it continued the lineage of the WWE Championship. And the World Heavyweight Championship was made.
I know what you're saying is correct. I understand what you're saying. It is 100% correct in what you are saying, but I do not buy that for a single fucking second, because you can't just completely disregard a 50+ year championship that the WWE has been holding on for the past 5 decades. They're not regarding the championship.
They're not disregarding it. They're just not defending it.
Yes, they are.
They're not disregarding it. If it goes away, if it goes away, if it's vacated, it goes away and it retires and it spends time in limbo, just like the World Heavyweight has until it's brought back. When it gets brought back, the lineage gets picked back up.
If you were gonna unify the championship,
because you can't have a lineage. If the title's unified, you can't have 2 lineages. What was that?
All I'm saying is that if you're going to unify the championship, he did not need to hold 2 championships to make it look like it was unified. Just fucking put a new, like, actual championship. Like, create one belt for this fucking to hold. That's all I'm saying.
Well, yeah. Right. I mean, that's what I've been saying since he won both of them. But they're not doing it. They didn't do it. It took them almost a year to do that the last time. I mean, it took them over a year to do it the last time.
And it's been 2 years.
Usually has to do with getting, like, the belt has to be designed. Then they also have to get the toys made so they can sell. So,
regardless, I don't believe in any of that. But I mean, what you're saying is true, but I just don't believe in it. We had this new World Heavyweight Championship title though, and this looks stunning. It looks great. Seth Rollins won the World Heavyweight Championship tonight. This was a good match. This was a really good match. I saw people all over the place today saying that this was a bad match. I don't know where you guys are coming from when it comes to that. Like, that makes no sense to me. At the end of the day, this is a really good match. AJ Styles is back where he honestly should have been for a long time now in a world championship scene. Seth Rollins put his head down, did the right things all over the place over the last few years, and finally got a world championship on his shoulder. I could not be more proud of this guy. He deserves every bit of it.
Yes, he does. He's been putting over people left and right. He deserves. This is his first world title in 4 years. That's crazy.
Yeah. And Seth Rollins will show that this is like a workhorse.
He's also the only person that could win. You didn't beat Roman. Congratulations.
Well, that's why people call it a consolation prize or secondary. But yes. And the fact that they put this on first tonight or today, honestly, did not really help their case for showing that it is a secondary title.
Yeah, I went back and forth on this earlier when I was streaming during the watch party. Like, you knew going into it that Seth versus AJ any given day to a pay-per-view. Because you always want to have that really strong, like, bar setting, try and finish that, you guys, type of match. And you know Seth and AJ are going to do that. But at the same time, the stakes of this match felt like it could have been something, like, I could have seen it moved farther up the card.
Right.
So, I kind of float either way.
I mean, I understand why they did this first. I totally get it, right? But it was just me. And when I said this on social media, people were saying, "Oh, well, the rumor is that Seth had to get this match right away so he can go back to the United States to finish off Captain Marvel." Well, not Captain Marvel, Captain America. He was there the entire day. He had the backstage interview with Byron Saxton after he won the championship.
Amazing how he had to fly back to America, but he came. Yeah. Yeah.
He did not go back to the US. So that was just bullshit in itself. And even if that was the case, if he was gonna go back to the US
I'm pretty sure
to finish the championship,
I'm pretty sure they've already filmed all his stuff.
Yeah. We don't know how big his role is within the movie, but if anything, they would not have had him.
I mean,
go
if
to Saudi
anything,
Arabia
they
to
probably
wrestle.
got all his stuff out of it, come back in, and reshoot something for an emergency situation. They keep about it.
Yeah. Like, even if that was the case, though, when it comes to Rollins, like, oh yeah, he has to go back to shoot other stuff for the movie. I don't think like movie people are really strict when it comes to like the actors going over to do like the WWE promote. Like that's why The Rock doesn't even really show up all that much anymore, because if he gets hurt, the production is honestly screwed. So I don't think the movie people would have even allowed Seth Rollins to go over there if they still needed to do some stuff with Seth. So at the end of the day, if anything, Seth is done, and that's why he won the championship tonight. But this match, really, really good. You really couldn't find anything to complain about when it comes to the actual quality of this match, because Seth and AJ are consummate professionals. I will say, when Seth did the dive to the outside and he immediately grabbed his knee, I hate it. I hate it when Seth goes for dives or sunset flip power bombs or anything like that, because I always go back to the knee injury that happened in Ireland, I believe. They were on their like tour at the time, and he was facing Kane when he did the knee issue. I hate it. I hate it every time he goes for like a dive or sunset flip, because I always go back to that knee. Thank God he was just doing it for selling purposes. But I always hate it. Like I don't know about you, but
thinking that, of course, watch Seth end up win. I was expecting him to pull a Finn Balor and be like, as soon as he wins this new title, he ends up hurt and he's out and he has to
to vacate it. We're back to square one. But yeah, I mean, thank God it was just a great selling job by Seth. And honestly, it really did, like, it did the fundamental story throughout the entire match. Seth Rollins had the injured knee, so to speak. AJ, he had the injured hand because of a stomp to the hand. That way he couldn't get the full grip of the calf crusher or a phenomenal or a Styles Clash without that injured hand. So it worked for the matches and it worked for the fundamental story. Styles with a forearm, and he goes for the phenomenal forearm, but Rollins catches with a super kick, and he goes for a stomp, but the knee buckled. Styles then goes for a calf crusher, but Rollins reversed it into a pedigree, and then he hit a stomp for the win. 1, 2, 3, and Seth is the new World Heavyweight Champion. They gave enough time after the match when Triple H handed him the belt to celebrate with the championship, to make it a moment out of it. And honestly, at the end of the day, they made it seem like a really important title. Seth is going to really make this championship look like the wrestling championship and really make it the workhorse title on Monday Night Raw. That way we don't have to look for the United States title being the end-all be-all on Monday Night Raw. This is going to be great.
My only gripe is that he didn't do the title swing. He switched on
the title swing. Yes. I love that title swing, man.
He was just too exhausted.
They went a good 20 minutes, I would say. It was at least a 22 minute match.
Oh, the heat of fire. But nah, it was a good match. The right person won.
I will say this. I like the fact that the belt looked...
What's that?
All right. Can we talk about what Seth Rollins was wearing?
What was that, Weaver? Rollins can wear whatever he wants. He looks great.
Oh. Yeah. I couldn't tell if he was doing a Jake Roberts inspired gear or Tony Khan has pissed him gear.
I was just thinking Jacksonville Jaguar colors, but
but he's not even a Jaguars fan. He's a Bears fan.
I know, but listen, I don't know. Ask him. You can tag him on Twitter. He may
I'm
not
not
answer,
even
but
sure.
you can tag him.
I'm not trying to get blocked, Phil.
Hey, you can. It's a valid question. It's a valid question.
I
Okay.
mean,
Why
it
were you
is.
wearing teal for Night of Champions? That's not a bad question to ask. That's not a bad
It's not.
question.
It's not.
You
But
can
you
just
know,
ask him a question. If he answers, he answers. But this is a really good match. I'm very glad that Seth Rollins won this championship. If it was AJ going to win the title, I wasn't going to be mad at all. I love AJ. But obviously, Seth Rollins was the correct choice. They had all these vignettes and video packages for Seth Rollins and how he wants this world championship so badly. I mean, come on. It was the writing on the wall there. Shout out Jeff.
don't you see the writing on the wall?
So let's see what happens.
Also,
My
looked a decent size. I know there was concern about it being small before when they first showed it, like when it was just sitting on the podium, but it actually looked like a decent sized belt once they gave it to Seth. So that I was okay with it. I still don't necessarily care for the result. That's just me. But it looked good on Seth.
Yeah. Now I ask you guys quick before we get into the Becky and Trish match. Who is your first opponent for Seth Rollins as we head into the lineage of the World's Heavyweight Championship on Raw?
That Balor boy.
Yeah.
Finn Balor.
Balor could
That
be
Balor
good.
boy, Finn Balor.
I think an argument could be made for Finn Balor for them to run it back.
I can see it. What you got?
Shit.
Who all do we have that we have yet to actually like learn the new roster, like who's on Raw?
I guess you can run back Cody and Seth.
Well, technically we don't know the whereabouts of what this man is doing right now, but I'd say the match I would want for SummerSlam, give me a heel Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins, and that's money.
Yes. And bring back Broken Dreams.
I
For
can
the
see that.
love of all things holy.
You do Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins at SummerSlam. I think that could be a really good match. I think both of them could absolutely kill it with each other, and especially with this World Heavyweight Championship, you got to heel Drew McIntyre. You can make it happen.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind seeing it. As long as he brings back Broken Dreams, I wouldn't mind the heel Drew McIntyre.
I'm done with the whole bringing back Broken Dreams thing. I love Broken Dreams. Don't get me wrong, but I'm done with that.
It just
that was a one-time thing. That was a one-time Clash at the Castle thing.
They didn't even
for the European crowd. Plus, a heel Drew McIntyre is not gonna heel Drew McIntyre is not going to cater to fans and give them what they want. If anything, his entrance music is going to get more annoying.
Hey, it ain't his fault he has banger music. Shit.
Broken Dreams is one of the best themes ever.
It yes,
me that
but
he doesn't use it. I love it. I love it too, Relic. But
I mean, it's up to him.
Yeah.
Now, one person that do need to bring the theme
song
back
Relic,
is Sheamus. Sheamus needs to bring back his old theme song as well. And he wants it back. He said he wants it back.
I'm done with the nostalgic theme songs, though, bro. I'm done with that. I love Lobsterhead. Trust me, I love Lobsterhead.
Exactly.
Lobsterhead is great.
This whole that was Drew McIntyre is not the Drew McIntyre we have today.
Okay.
They're two completely different characters.
Okay, what about when Jeff Hardy brought back No More Words?
And he already did.
No, I mean that like when he brought it back. Basically, what was your reaction to it when he came back? Did you like that he brought it
Of
back?
course, I loved it. No More Words is great, but I mean,
I think the point is, like, it's not the old nostalgic theme songs. Like, we'd be excited for them if they came back, sure.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we also have understood it's time to move on. If they're not going to bring it back,
yeah,
bring it back.
One
If it
time,
does,
at least
cool.
once. At least once.
But for now,
that's all I ask.
Let's just move on.
They don't have to bring it.
They already did do it once.
Technically, they
Drew
did.
Broken Dreams.
Technically, that was a video package. Technically, that was a video package.
They did though.
It was a video package.
It
yeah, they
played
played it.
on the PA
it was his entrance. His whole entrance.
When he came out, his current theme song was playing.
It played on the PA system for the start of it, and then it transitioned into his theme.
It was both of them. He broken and it merged into the other one.
Yes,
it was both.
I was hoping it would be backwards. It would go for his current theme
because there are
Broken Dreams.
Look, Steve. I'm pretty sure Steve still has it on his TikTok account of them building the Broken Dreams from the because he's there.
Relic, to answer your question right now, my current favorite theme right now, I mean, it might be a cop-out answer, but it's definitely Seth. Anybody else when it comes to like their theme song, to me, it's either very freaking generic and it doesn't really have that kind of identity to them, or honestly, at this point, it's just kind of getting old for me. My next one after Seth would probably have to be Gunther, though, because anything Gunther is just fantastic. And I'm Steve on
minus the Judgment
really well.
Minus the Judgment Day and Oscars. I love their theme song. I love Oscars theme song. And the Judgment Day.
Yeah, you expected me to say Kingdom. Obviously, Kingdom's great, but I mean,
well, and see, that's the thing. Are we limiting
Kingdom, Judgment Day, Seth Rollins, Gunther? Those are my 4 right now. Really, like actual songs,
because
are my favorite.
Personally,
right now. Anything else is kind of just generic.
Yeah, like me personally, I'm a huge fan of Matt Cardona's "Always Ready" theme, like the theme he uses now.
Yes. Yeah. Isn't Mira Weaver just lagging a lot? Are you lagging, bro?
Yeah, he's lagging.
Everything's fine on my end, but Ripley's
theme. Good
enough. I like Ripley's theme too. Yeah. You good, bro?
You are muted, my friend.
I'm good. Everything's just I know that now. I'm trying to or if it's one of you guys, but I'm getting a lot of like really glitchy stuff. And then
I'm fine on my end.
And also
I'm fine over here.
So fix things.
We Gucci over here.
Everybody's gonna say that they're fine on their end, but you know we'll get through the technical difficulties. But yeah, we'll figure out where things go. When it comes to that, Seth Rollins, World Heavyweight Champion, deserves it, and I can't wait to see what he does with that title on Monday Night Raw. Next up, we had not Bianca Belair, no, Becky Lynch. It's the Becky Lynch match. I'm sorry. Becky Lynch and Trish Stratus. To me, the rivalry's been shit, but you know, the match itself wasn't as egregious as I thought it was going to be. But you know, I thought this match was honestly very well thought out, very decent. Becky Lynch and Trish Stratus worked really well together here in this match, and we got through it. Trish Stratus got the win thanks to a Zoe Stark interference, and I absolutely love it. How do you guys feel about the ending of this match and where things are going to go with Zoe Stark now being paired up with the WWE Hall of Famer and Trish Stratus? I love it.
Never in a million years. Never in a million years would I have in. You could have told me anybody else at all, and I probably would have believed you. But not Zoe Stark.
Okay.
I don't know why. It
Really?
just caught me completely off guard.
Do you like it though, or do you just not care for it?
I mean, I liked it. Don't get me wrong. I loved the fact that it caught me off. No, I liked it. It just caught me off guard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly
I like the
I do.
fact that I
think Zoe Stark is actually going
nice.
to be really good in this spot.
I was shocked. I was not expecting her to show up. I was expecting Trish to win, but I was not expecting her to win at the expense of, Zoe Stark showing up and shit. Because, before the show,
right, I picked
there was
Trish
somebody
to win.
on the ring. Yeah, and I thought it was like, there was like a Bray Wyatt or Randy Orton. No, Zoe Stark was on the ring the whole time. It's crazy.
Right, I picked Trish to win, but I did not expect it to be because of a Zoe Stark interference.
Right. I honestly thought we were going to get like a Lita thing, and like Lita was also going to turn on Becky.
Yeah.
So I was more expecting that, and I also kind of wasn't paying attention, so that's what I thought was happening. And then I saw it was Zoe, and I was like, wait a minute, what are you doing here?
I love that Zoe Stark is getting the rub though in all of this. I love that Becky Lynch and Trish Stratus are bringing in Zoe Stark to be a part of all of this, because at the end of the day, it brings a little bit of youth into this rivalry. These are the kind of people that I want Becky Lynch to be working with at the end of the day, to give the rub to the younger talent and to honestly get things rolling when it comes to this younger talent being implemented onto the main roster. I think it's absolutely going to be great for Zoe Stark to work with these two. And at the end of the day, Zoe Stark is going to be learning from two of the best out there in the world today. Trish Stratus, obviously a WWE Hall of Famer.
Absolutely.
We know what she is about.
100%.
Becky Lynch, I mean, she's as good as you're going to get in today's landscape of WWE. So this is going to be great for her. I can't wait to see where it goes.
Yeah, and can we talk about Becky's outfit though? Like Kill Bill, that was sick. She was just like the bride from Kill Bill.
Both of them looked great tonight in their bodysuits. They did.
Also, did y'all notice Trish's theme song? She brought like the little Lil Kim thing.
Yeah, this is really good. I love it. Now the question is, I mean, now it's 2-on-1. Does Lita come back to be with Becky again, or do we see another young superstar get put into the fold and they team with Becky now?
I don't know. We'll see. I'm hoping it's a younger talent, but
I'm wondering.
Who knows?
Honestly, I'm kind of wondering if Nikki Cross, because I know her and Zoe Stark kind of had a back and forth for a minute there.
That's the thing. When she popped up in this match, I was so happy because I'm like, thank you, because now she doesn't have to be stuck to the hip of goddamn Candice LeRae and Nikki Cross anymore. This is great. This is way better than being stuck to the hip of those two. I love Candice. I like Nikki. Don't get me wrong, but Zoe being a part of this, way better spot. Way better spot. So I was happy about that.
Yeah.
But we'll see. If it's gonna be another young talent, I really don't even know who would probably be fitting into the role for. that to team up with Becky. At the end of the day, I still think it's probably going to be Becky and Trish again at SummerSlam because, I mean, they're just going to try to run that back again. We'll see. We'll see. Because I do think at least one of these two is going to be involved in Money in the Bank, if not both.
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
So, we saw Trish. She went for a sharpshooter, but Becky counters her. She climbs to the top rope, but was stopped. Becky with a Boston Crab. Trish then gets to the ropes. Becky then goes after her, but is kicked by Trish. Trish then hits a chick kick for a 2 count. Becky then locks in a disarmer when Trish slaps her. Trish escaped and grabbed Becky's hair. She hits a manhandle slam cover 1, 2, and Trish's foot got onto the ropes. Becky then sends Trish out into the ring. Zoe Starks then all of a sudden attacked her, hit a Z360, and then sent her back into the ring. Trish hit a very good satisfaction, and that's how she got the win. 1, 2, 3. Good to go. It wasn't perfect. The match wasn't perfect. The match wasn't, like a flawless 5 out of 5 star match, but they did what they needed to do. They got things done.
Right.
They worked real well together, and it was okay. It was okay in the end. And they got things going when they needed to.
Yeah.
Yep. I agree. It was a pretty decent match for what it's worth.
I thought the rivalry building up to this shit was bad. It was garbage, but that could just be me. I honestly just don't think Trish has been working it as of right now. And Becky, I thought, hey, I've been telling you this for a little while now. I thought Becky was supposed to be coming back to help this thing with the feud for Trish. It honestly didn't really help it at all for me, but as long as we got things going tonight, that's all that mattered for me.
If we're being honest with ourselves, this was on the top of like Trish level wrestling matches. Like
she
Trish,
was fine here.
Trish has been good. She's been great, but
yeah,
there are some people that like to over romanticize like how good Trish is in the ring. Like she's really good, but she's not like you know what I mean? Like she's never had like an amazing like 5-star crazy match.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like this is everything you expect from a Trish match, and then Becky being there added to it, and has been at that level and higher.
Right.
So
right. No, I completely agree. I just didn't want this match to be total dog shit. I just didn't want this shit. I didn't want it to shit the bed, and I'm thankful that it didn't. I'm thankful they got in there. They worked well together. They got things going, and they worked well. That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted from this feud.
Yeah.
And hopefully we continue that. If it's going to SummerSlam and that's going to be the end of it, cool. But I really don't want to see it. I really don't want to see it go further than SummerSlam. That's just me, though.
Yep. Yeah, I feel you. SummerSlam should end.
Yeah. We then had the Intercontinental Championship match. Now, this is where I had to go out to get goddamn Burger King, and I missed this match. So I had to come back.
The question is, though.
So I legitimately can't.
What was your Burger King order? Yours, not everybody else.
I usually just get the Big Mac. I usually just get the Big Mac and fries. That's it. I get a burger, Ren. It's Burger King. I can't just not get a burger. But
you can also get nuggets.
But
you're telling me,
Phil, the
Spider-Man burger?
Yes, I eat. Yes. Oh my god. Listen, I may be small, bro, but I can eat a burger. Jesus Christ, dude. But okay, so I had to watch this match back after the show was over. But once I actually finally was able to watch it back, I was hoping this match was gonna go at least a little over 10 minutes, and it actually didn't. This went about like 8.5. But it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought Ali actually really performed in the 8 minutes that he got with Gunther, and Gunther's just incredible. So, I mean, what more could you really ask for? Gunther was going to retain, but Ali, he looked good. He looked good in this. So
I'll be honest.
honestly,
there were a
nothing
couple
to
of times
complain
he had
about.
me believing he was actually going to pull off.
Oh, for real.
That 450, bro. That 450 almost had me. When I mean, I already knew the outcome of the match when I went back to watch it, but I was like, that 450 could have been it, man. But yeah, this was good. You really can't get any complaints out of anybody. I really don't think, because this match showed out. Gunther looked good. Ali looked good.
Oh yeah.
Can't complain. So, we had Ali. He gets back into the ring, but Gunther chops him down. Ali then fights back with some strikes and chops. He kicks him in the head and hits a neck breaker. Ali then climbs to the top rope, gets stopped by Gunther. Ali then hits a sunset flip power bomb. Ali then climbs to the top rope, hits a 450 splash for a very, very close 2 count. I thought this honestly could have been it. Ali then goes for a tornado DDT, but is taken down by Gunther with a clothesline, massive clothesline. This clothesline almost decapitated Ali. I was thinking of Johnny this entire match, and I was like, damn it, that clothesline. Cover 1, 2, and he kicked out. Ali slaps Gunther and super kicks him. He hits a tornado DDT, very nice tornado DDT. Was by Ali, and then Ali climbed to the top rope. He goes for another 450, but missed this time. Gunther then hit a shotgun drop kick, followed it with a power bomb, stacked him up 1, 2, 3, and Gunther retained the Intercontinental title. Very, very good match. Once that drop kick happened, I'm like, it's academic from here. He's gonna hit the power bomb. Good stuff. Good to go. Retain. Good stuff.
Yep. You don't normally see Gunther come off his feet like that, so.
No. I love that drop kick, though, that he does. I love it. Anytime, because whoever is taking the brunt of that, they sell it like death. And that's what they should be doing.
Yeah. Pretty good match.
Absolutely.
I ain't gonna lie, they had me thinking. They had me thinking Ali was gonna win. But he didn't.
Now, the question is, with that video that he did on Twitter about if his dream dies, he doesn't think that he really needs to be here anymore. Is that really just all smoke and mirrors, or is Ali contemplating leaving WWE about this?
It's probably just smoke and mirrors.
Because I mean, let's face it, this was a championship match, and if you won this match here,
sorry,
I didn't even really think about that. I apologize. You guys are probably going to boo me in the chat, but I don't care. Now, if he won this match, this would have been his first ever championship in WWE, and I actually acknowledged that tonight on commentary. Michael Cole said that. So like I was saying, is this just a video made just for social media purposes, or is Ali thinking about getting out of here?
It's probably just social media purposes.
I think it's just a sympathy video. Yeah, I don't see him leaving right now. I mean, it didn't work last year.
He tried to leave last time. He tried to leave last time, and it didn't work. They kept him. They kept him on. They kept him on, but they kept him home, and he was frustrated.
Yeah.
But I mean, who knows? Who knows? I like Ali.
Plus,
This is
I
the
kind
kind
of
of Ali that
also
I
would rather
want to see.
I would rather see Ali with the U.S. title.
That could be something.
I would rather see him with the U.S. title because I want to see more of those that presidential campaign thing he was doing for a while when he was like it never aired on TV. It was something that he aired himself on social media. It was so cool.
This is the kind of Ali I want to see, though, on my TV moving forward. I like Ali. I think Ali is great. And what he does really well is just, he's got that... The underdog story for Ali just works. And you can really get behind a guy like that and you want him to succeed. You want to see a guy like him succeed. He's a perfect fit for that Intercontinental Championship, United States Championship type scene, but they gotta find a way to keep people interested in him because he's got a lot of people behind him. It's just they gotta find that role for him to get him to where he needs to be. He has all the tools. They just gotta piece them together.
Got a file.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel you. So I'm watching the Heat game. It's very close.
Oh God, I forgot. What's the score?
Let's see. The Celtics are up.
That's why Lop isn't here.
Not gonna lie,
I actually don't apologize. That's why Lop isn't here. But yeah, this was very good. Gunther retained. I've been talking to people. I've been talking to my friends outside of the TikTok world and everything like that for Wrestle Talk and everything. One of my friends told me that throughout his entire lineage of watching pro wrestling, and he's been watching pro wrestling since 08, 09, basically, that this is the best ever Intercontinental Champion that he's ever seen in Gunther. Like, he's saying like this is honestly the best IC champion he's ever seen, and he's honestly calling him right now the best Intercontinental Champion of all time. Is Gunther on that path yet of being the greatest IC champ of all time?
Gunther's on his way to having held that title for a whole year. He might, at this point, let's just gun straight for it. Let's live Hunt's reign, get it off the books, be done with it. I'm fine. If anybody needs to do it at this, it makes sense for Gunther to do it.
Well, I fully believe he will beat Honky Tonk Train at this point because he only has to hold it for September, Clash of the Castle range.
September 7th.
So I believe he is going to make it to September. I definitely believe he's going to make it to September. But the argument of him being the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time, I couldn't disagree with him when he said that to me. I really couldn't, because he's made the championship look important. The company has made this championship look important. How could you really argue against the guy? or at least the case of him being one.
Yeah.
So, hey, we'll see where things go.
Yeah, I definitely haven't. I don't think I've seen it look this important.
Sorry.
Yeah. Oh no, I was saying I couldn't. the IC title, it just hasn't until now. Hasn't looked important. It has since like Mania 31 when they did that the ladder match where you
The ladder
had
match,
guys
right?
like
Yeah.
You had Daniel Bryan, Luke Harper, Ambrose. Hell, Seth was in the running for it, and The Miz, even Zack Ryder coming back
Yep.
for it. Like you had all these guys putting on hell of a match. It's finally starting to feel important. It's one of those things if I don't care for the design, like I don't like the look of this IC that much, but I still like the matches that we're having based around it. So
Yeah. Designs are always important to me. Don't get me wrong. But to me right now, I just want a good quality match and I want a good quality reign when it comes to these championships. That's what I'm really looking for. As long as you're having good quality matches with the championship reign to go about it, I I love designs, don't get me wrong, but when it comes to WWE, quality matches and championship reigns when it comes to these titles, that's what I want the most, and especially with the champions that hold them. Gunther's making it look important. Gunther's having great championship matches with these runs and everything like that. We're cool. Is it the best Intercontinental Championship design of all time? No. But but I mean, as long as we're making this championship look important, is all that matters to me. I still love the white strap IC title, but that could just be because Cody brought it back when he did. No, I don't care. That's bias. I just liked it when he brought it back. But we saw this. So Kevin Owens is backstage and he is joined by Sami Zayn, who says that this is more than they expected. He says that even if it ended tonight, Kevin asks, why would it end? Sami says Reigns could always find a win. Owens says Reigns needs to acknowledge that they won it from the Usos. He says that he is so sick of hearing Reigns in his 1,000 days. Owens says that he doesn't come all this way to lose, and Reigns is the one who will lose today. So, there's a little backstage segment before we had the Raw Women's Championship match between Asuka and Bianca Belair. I missed half of this match on my ride home from getting Burger King. This shit was absolutely terrible. Not the match. I'm saying my ride home was terrible. Was the match bad? No. Would I call this better than the WrestleMania match though? It's one of the mill Raw Women's Championship match. I mean, it was okay for what it was, but the curveball here is that WWE pulled the trigger and had Asuka win the championship when a lot of people thought she was not going to. So how did you guys feel about it? It wasn't a bad match by any means. I just didn't think it was all that stellar.
I was definitely shocked that Bianca won. I was definitely, I mean, not won, lost. I was definitely shocked. But I'm happy for Asuka, though. I'm happy for her.
Kind of iffy on this because I wasn't sure. So like we've got this before, so I don't really know what to think going into it, but I liked what we ended up with. I liked that we got Asuka winning. I know a lot of people, they did all that with no build. Where's the build? Look, if they have enough footage to put a video package together for the pay-per-view build for the match. That's all I'm saying. So there was a build. It wasn't great, but it was there. Now we
They'll
have
be bad.
Asuka. Now we can move on. We can have
The build is
Bianca
terrible.
do honestly anything else at this point, and I'm okay with it. I'm fine.
Oh shit.
I
Y'all might-
wanted this. I wanted Asuka to be the new champion. They did the trigger. They pulled it, and they got Asuka to be the new Raw Women's Champion.
Let's go.
It was a very creative way, like I said earlier in the broadcast. And now we can have Bianca Belair do whatever she needs to do in order to, get whatever she needs to do on SmackDown. But the question still remains: what the fuck are we going to be doing with these championships because they are on the wrong show? I'm sick and tired of it, man. We gotta figure this out. Why hasn't WWE explained this shit yet? They have to do something about this.
I think what they're
can't just
doing
let
is
this
they're
slide.
waiting for us to forget about it and let it go.
Well, we're gonna notice that the
But
wrong shows.
It's
the
a
wrong
big
But
red
they
title on a
don't.
blue brand, and it's a
They're
big.
do what they
it's a-
want, so they're literally just gonna let it sit there. I guarantee you, they're gonna let it sit here and not acknowledge it, not bring it up, and they're gonna keep them the wrong brands until people just say, "Fuck it, fine." They're on the wrong brands, and then they're going, "Okay, now we'll switch them."
It's a big red title on a blue brand.
They're waiting
and a
for us
big
to just
blue
let it
title on a
go.
red brand. It's not that. It's not that unnoticeable, bro. It's really not that unnoticeable.
I mean, to be fair, in the 2000s, we had a red tag team championship. It was always on Raw or SmackDown. We get moved around, and then we had blue ones that were the World Tag Team Champions that were on both brands. They got rotated around all the time. So
Dude,
I think
listen, I
they're
know
literally
you.
just gonna try to be quiet about it.
The Heat
I
won.
know you do these things to challenge me. I love being challenged. Okay, don't get me wrong. I know you do these things, but Jesus Christ, man, can you be so naive at times? They're red and blue titles on separate shows, bro. Just give us the titles on the right shows, and I wouldn't be complaining. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Just give me the titles on the right shows.
Shows because you keep bringing it up. The second
It's not just
the
me
second
that's
we
keep
stop
bringing
noticing
it up,
it, they'll get switched. There won't even be an announcement. They'll just switch them one night, and no.
Fine, then do
They're trying.
it.
They're waiting. That's what I'm saying. They're waiting for people to forget, and then it's gonna have them titles up.
Do it already, then. I don't care when.
Because they don't have to do a segment.
I don't care if it's on camera or off. Just get
right.
it
But
done.
if they do,
that's all we're
right
asking.
Now, like if they did it right now, and then Monday Night Raw, Raw Women's Champion, I'd be like, "Oh look, they switched him. Haha! I wonder when they did." They don't want people to even talk about them having to switch him. They want to be able to do it when no one's paying attention.
Listen, all I know is I'm not the only one that feels this way. Okay, that's all I know. I know there are other people in the way that I am feeling right now that are exactly that way.
I'm the same way. I'm not saying that I don't feel the same way. I'm just saying that the quicker we just let it go and stop talking about it, sooner saying a word, and we'll pretend like that never happened. That's what they want.
I'm not gonna pretend it never happened. I know. Like, that's just me. I have it in my head.
They want
to
fix
keep
it
in my head. Man, all right. I'm still gonna bring it up though. I don't care.
It's like the
Still
episode
gonna
of
bring it up,
Family
though. I
Guy.
don't care.
Can I still think about you in the tub?
The Celtics
So
won.
Asuka, she goes for the Asuka lock. I'm not texting Loft at any point of the rest of the day. I'm not going to, because it's just gonna be hell. Asuka goes for the Asuka lock, but Belair escapes. Asuka then kicks her in the head, cover for a 2 count. Asuka then sent to the outside, but it drags Belair out by her hair. Belair then sends Asuka into the steps. Both women exchange some strikes, and Belair sends Asuka back into the ring. Asuka then attacks Bianca then attacks Asuka in the corner. Asuka goes for the miss, but Belair, she escaped. She didn't really get missed it at all. So Belair goes for the KOD, but Asuka escapes and locked in an armbar. Belair then powerbombed Asuka. Asuka blew mist into her hand, and Belair goes for the KOD, but Asuka raked the eyes of Belair, making her blind, and then Asuka kicks her in the back of the head for the win. 1, 2, 3. And Asuka is the new Raw Women's Champion. Interesting finish. Very interesting finish. I didn't expect it to be going that way. But it got the job done.
Yeah. The finish is very
I've
creative.
seen the mist used that way before. It's not an original thing. I like that we haven't seen it in a while. But we have.
I haven't seen it ever done like
do
that, so that's interesting.
A lot of times. Yeah, and then of course, Tensai used to do it too. Of course, he didn't just stick his fingers in his mouth.
Oh, that's right.
He would actually mist his hand.
He blew his hand. That's right. Right. Yeah. I forgot. Yeah, Tensai. I should have known Tensai.
But it's still the same.
Bloom.
Yeah.
Freaking Matt Bloom, man.
So recently.
Freaking Matt Bloom. I sometimes I even look at that guy and I still can't believe that was Tensai.
Yeah. No. So, okay. So my thing with this match, with the finish of it, I'm glad we got Asuka as a champion again. I'm cool with that. What I want to know is, where do we go with Bianca? Because I really don't want her to just turn around. I don't want her to just turn around and go back to, hey, I want a rematch.
Right. Yeah. I honestly have no clue. I really don't.
Love to see in like something non-title. I don't know who.
And I'm going to be honest, there's not really that many women on the SmackDown roster that I could really just go out and say that I could have her as Asuka's next opponent. I mean, there are women, don't get me wrong. But
not immediately, but
there's not like an immediate person that just grabs my attention and saying, hey, this is the next person I want to see against Asuka. And I know people are probably going to say Io Sky, but we saved that shit. When she's away from Damage Control, first of all, but we have to save
I don't know, man. I definitely, honestly, I could see Damage Control either having a few, like, either Bianca deals with Damage Control in like a non-title situation, or they start going what I see is, I don't know if I'd want to see it. I don't know which one of them I'd want. Probably Bayley, but I would love for us to somehow get to a Bianca Bailey hair versus hair match. Because Bailey seems like the type of heel, whether you have Bailey as a heel or you have Bianca as the heel, either one, Bailey seems like the person smart enough to look at Bianca and go, hey, you've been using your hair a lot in the past as a weapon. Like, you've been hitting people with your hair and getting away with it. You've been using it as leverage on the ropes. Like, I'm sick of it. And just do a hair versus hair match, because technically that ponytail beyond her actual hair, so like they could literally just, and she still has her regular hair.
Right.
But I love Bianca have to, like, I would love to see the hair versus hair match and have Bianca and her have to be without the ponytail. Like, I would love to see her just have to redo her whole look because she no longer has the signature ponytail.
Bianca without the braid is kind of
I think
wild,
it would be fresh. It would be new. Right? But that's what I'm saying. Like, yes, it's wild, but it's new. It's something we haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
So,
freshen up the character.
Plus,
I don't know.
In hair versus as a baby face against Bailey, and then when she loses and has to have the braid, that could be the turning point of her having to say, look, you guys only liked me when I had the braid and do the twirl and the dance and all that stuff.
Yeah,
now that I don't
that
have
could be
that,
a catalyst for the heel.
You don't want me, right? I mean, that's exactly what Bailey did with hers. She chopped all her hair off and then she killed her Bailey buddies.
Yeah. It's a very interesting point to bring up. I'm not too opposed to it. I'm not too against it. We just gotta figure out where things are gonna go when it comes to that. But on the side of Asuka, I'm looking at this I'm looking at the SmackDown Women's Championship division right now. There's legitimately nobody else besides Bailey, Bianca, and I'm sorry to say it, Deontay, but I have to, because I'm just looking at the contenders, or the legit contenders I can see right now. Charlotte. I know Charlotte's doing a movie right now.
Yeah.
She's doing her thing right now when it comes to the movie, but I mean, could we possibly see Charlotte get back into the swing of things when it comes to like an Asuka thing and be bringing that kind of a feud back into the fold, possibly for SummerSlam? Who knows? But it's got to be brought up for challengers when it comes to Asuka now.
I think if you have a whole month before the next pay-per-view, you've got time. You've got time to put the effort into building somebody. So you could literally take anybody and push them enough between now and Money in the Bank to give is believable as a contender. They don't have to win, right? It doesn't have to be someone that we believe will win against Asuka. They just have to be able to put up enough of the match is interesting. I think more importantly, going into Money in the Bank, that's where our focus really needs to be, because the winner of the Money in the Bank could be either or, and that might give us a little bit more of a clearer picture as to who's coming after who. So,
right. It's going to be very interesting to see now where everything goes when it comes to Asuka's Raw Women's Championship reign. See, that's the thing. That's what I fucking understand. That's why. She's on SmackDown. I think she's SmackDown Women's Champion. She's not. She's Raw Women's Champion. That's my point. That's my point. But again, you say, just forget about it, Phil. I'm sorry. Fuck you.
I'm telling
you. That's what I have to say.
The sooner you let it go, the sooner they'll fix it without you looking.
Because they say, oh yeah, no, she's
you don't look. You don't even have to
she's
mean
the
it.
Raw Women's Champion.
To mean it, you just have to be like, all right, fuck it, I'll let it go. I give up, and then they'll be like, all right, cool. Phil's not paying attention. He went to bed. Let's fix it real quick.
I am never not going to pay attention to this company. I am never not going to pay attention to this company. This is my job.
Well, because you know WWE is watching this. Watch your Twitter like a hawk. So
listen, I don't care. I don't care. It's my job to pay attention to this company. I have a podcast.
That's what I'm saying.
I have to watch this company.
No. I know. But that's what I'm saying. They see you. They know you're paying attention. Watch their body. But we know if we do it right now, Phil is watching, and he's gonna call us out on our. So we gotta wait for Phil to stop paying attention.
Okay, well, I guess we're just gonna have the red title on the blue brand for all of eternity because it's just not gonna happen, bro. Whenever I pay attention to AEW people actually like my stuff. WWE, they don't give a shit. They block me. They blacklist me. They just don't care. They simply don't care. At least AEW actually
they don't want
actually likes the
to be
criticism.
called out.
I don't, dude. I'm gonna call them out on their bullshit, man. That's just what I do. I don't care who I hurt along the way. I'm just going to call us their bullshit. If you get blocked in the process, who cares? But I'm calling them out on their bullshit. All right.
They'll fix it.
Up next, we had the 70-second match between Rhea Ripley and Natalya. This did not need to happen on the show. This had
69 seconds.
69, 70 seconds. Who cares? Honestly, like I said, this just did not need to be on the show. This match was built on a backstage promo 2 weeks ago on Monday Night Raw. This honestly did not need to happen, but I'm glad Ripley just got this done, got this over with. But it does suck for Natalya knowing that she had to fly 18 hours to Saudi Arabia just to lose in a 60-second match to Rhea Ripley. And now
on her birthday.
You know what has happened now? Natalya she went to Raw, lost to Rhea. Even though she's a SmackDown talent, she's going to go back to SmackDown and she's going to face Asuka. She's going to lose to Asuka too.
She should.
So I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. Yeah. Well, I mean, I know she should, but I wouldn't be surprised if it happened. Because Natalia's trying to play this, I don't care what brand you say I'm on. I'm going to go where I want because I'm Natalya.
Wait, was Natalya a free agent or was she ever drafted to a brand?
She was a free agent. No, I think she was drafted.
Nope, she was drafted to SmackDown.
Well, she got drafted to Raw.
Because right now, I see her listed on the Monday Night Raw roster.
You're SmackDown. You can't go to Raw. They said you can't go to Raw if you're a SmackDown talent. She said, watch me.
I could have sworn she got drafted to Raw.
Well, right now, I see her listed on the Monday Night Raw roster.
She got drafted to Raw. I remember. I swear to God.
So she's a Raw superstar.
I don't know when that happened. Because they did a whole thing on social media of someone. She couldn't go to Raw to face Rhea. And she's like, I don't care.
They probably either did it on a Raw Talk or she was a free agent announced, and she could have just went on another show. But right now she's listed as a Raw superstar. So
okay, so she was drafted to
regardless.
Raw and said she could go to any show she wanted to. That's what it was. I looked at it.
Well, no, you can't, Natalya, because you were drafted to a brand. So I'm sorry, honey, but you got squashed in 90 seconds on your goddamn birthday, and now you got to fly 18 hours home to I believe they're going to Albany, New York now from Monday Night Raw. So that's good. What do I have to say about this match? What can I say about this match? This is like this is 70 seconds.
Rhea Ripley
This
looked
was
good.
oh, she was great. The match began as Dominic distracted Natalya, allowing Rhea to attack her from behind. Rhea then slammed Natalya into the announcer's desk, sent her into the steel steps not once but twice. Then Rhea sent her back into the ring, hit a riptide, 1, 2, 3, done. That's it. Then she stood over Natalya saying happy birthday, sweetheart. Then Dominic jumped into Rhea's arms, and that was it.
Poor
Good stuff.
Natalie. Poor Natalie. Flower the marbles.
Seth Rollins had an interview with
squash.
Byron Saxton. He says tonight he was walking out the
Been
new
long enough
World
for a
Heavyweight
bathroom
Champion.
break, dude.
He says that he will be there every Monday night on Raw, and he is finally the world's heavyweight champion. So there you go. Seth Rollins is your world heavyweight champion. He'll be there.
He told Bobby to put a little stank on it. He told Bobby.
He did say that. He did say that. And there is no change in tone from Byron at all. But you know, it's okay. We then went into the Cody and Brock match. And man, do I have some issues when it comes to this. The match, it was fine, right? It was fine. But the point, and I know you're probably going to say, Phil, you're taking this way too fucking literally. I don't care. I really don't care. And you guys can say that all you want, that I'm taking it too literally or whatever. But guys, I've had 3 broken arms in my lifetime.
Damn.
Two surgeries on this arm, and one surgery on this arm, 2 surgeries here.
Damn.
Cody Rhodes had an exocast on. That is not what you use for a broken arm. That's not. You can use it to stabilize the arm. To make sure that there's no more damage done.
It depends on what part of the arm.
Hold on.
It depends on what part of the arm is broken.
Hold on. Okay, hold on. You can use it to stabilize the arm because I've had what he is technically dealing with right now when it comes to a broken arm. Okay, they use it for like a wrist or thumb or basically any type of injury when it comes to this part of the arm. I get that. You can use it to stabilize the arm, but that's not how you heal the arm fully. That's not. I know. I would know. So yes.
Well, yeah, they didn't say that he was wearing it to heal his arm. They literally said that he was only wearing it to get through the match.
Well,
they gave so he could
flailing punches and getting things going.
Because when he was at the press conference the night before, he was playing.
You're in a sling. He was in a sling. He was in a sling. And yes.
Yeah.
That's good. But flailing your arm, doing punches and everything like that, getting into a Kimura lock for more than 5 minutes, bro, your arm is shattered at that point. And I get it. I may be taking it too literally, and that's fine.
I mean,
that is perfectly fine.
But your
arm is shattered.
Where you're at right now, Phil. Okay. The argument you have right now about this match, this is where I was at Hell in a Cell. Like, there was no reason for him to rip his pec off of the bone and then also do that match.
That was crazy.
Cody's going to wrestle her or not, regardless.
As was this. This was also completely unnecessary.
Yeah, and I get it. Cody's going to wrestle her no matter what happens. But
it all depends. It all depends on where the arm is actually broken. If it was actually broken in the elbow, then yeah, he probably would have needed something farther down to cover that, because it wasn't even covering the elbow. So I'm assuming, I don't remember if they actually said like what part of the arm he broke. Like a specific.
They just said arm. They just said arm. So they like if you broke your arm, you're not moving your arm at all. That's
yes and no. Bro. I've had mine broken, but it's been broken like farther up around the wrist, and so
I mean,
like
yes,
it was
you can move your
still
shoulder
considered
and
a break
range,
in the arm, and it was almost a completely clean break too. But yeah, so like it's one of those things you just, I think honestly, I mean, I'd be surprised if this is actually in it. I think this might even just be they saw how much sympathy Cody got when he powered through the torn pec. The torn pec was real.
Yeah.
Beacon isn't real. Let's see if we can get more sympathy for Cody. Have fight Brock Lesnar. And then that's why he had the cast, basically just a titanium wrist guard. That's basically what it was. And I think that was just solely for the purpose of just like, we can't just send him out there in a cast. We need him to have something. And that's why they kept playing up the whole titanium thing. It had to sound like it was more intensive than it needed to be. And also so that when he hit Brock over the head and Brock's eyes rolled to the back of his head.
Yeah. And I get it. Also, the Kimura was a part of the story too, so you had to do something with the Kimura. But the Kimura legitimately
and I think
can break arms, and that's the thing about it.
I think with the
too.
Yes. I think with the Kimura, it was a thing of they were trying to show they're trying to show this thing of Cody having higher pain tolerance than most people, where the average person would have tapped out immediately as soon as somebody grabbed their broken arm.
The referee should have called it like years ago
from
when he was
the
in
sheer
that lock.
Pain alone. Right. Yeah. But also, they didn't do the thing. I was expecting Brock to do what he did to Triple H and Cena back in like, what was it, 2012, 2013, where he put him in the Kimura lock and then he just popped
he snapped it back.
Fucking elbow. Snap out of place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you actually snap that Kimura lock back, your arm is shattered. When that happens. So
and that's what I'm saying. Like I would have.
Yeah.
I would have rather have seen him just snap the elbow and us just just roll with that. But
Yeah. Like, I understand I might have just taken out way too literally because it is what it is. I have to look at these things when it comes to like the details of that because I'm a stickler when it comes to like details, and I understand it's like, oh yeah, Phil, like just stop pointing into like the whole details and everything, and you're gonna be fine. Just enjoy it for what it is. Details
yeah.
are important, bro, to me. And when it comes to a broken arm
Yes.
angle or a legit broken arm, you're not going to be flailing your arms like that. You're not going to be doing the crossroads
Yeah.
or the Cody Cutters in the way that he was doing. And it was just not looking legit
Well,
to
and that's
me.
specific on the broken arm, with them not being as like very specific. Like he tore this metacarpal, whatever. Like they didn't actually give a specific part of the arm, so it left it open to, well, depending on what the actual broken part of the arm is, there are some things he could have done like that. And also, going from, if you've ever had your arm in a sling for like 2 or 3 days and never been able, like, you're not, and then all of a sudden you take it off and then you put so it's
Yeah.
very much
You
like
legitimately can't move it at that point. Yeah.
that first or German suplex where, right, when Cody landed on his arm that first time, I was like, that was an instinct thing. He literally was like, he forgot that he had a cast on him.
Yeah.
He just tried to put his hand down to stop himself.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's one of those things of, I think the idea that was just his natural instinct as a wrestler kicked in,
Yeah.
and he was more focused than how much it hurt him to do the moves that he probably should not be doing with a broken arm.
Yeah. Now, like,
I think that in itself is a more finite detail than just like him, being able to still use his arm. You know what I mean?
yeah. And listen, like, at the end of the day, like, I've seen many reports about this arm all over the place. Some people are saying it's like a legit thing. Some people are saying that it's just for the angle, just so that it could be a part of it all. Like, what, whatever it is, whether it's like a legit thing that Cody suffered during the attack on Monday Night Raw, or and like Brock just completely went rogue as he usually does, or if it's just for the story. Regardless, I was hoping WWE would have kind of been a little bit of a stickler to that kind of a thing and figure out what can we do with him to make it seem, even if it is legit, get through the story, get through the match, and then figure out what we need to do with him when it comes to an actual broken arm. If it was just for the story, then yeah, of course they were going to do something like this because it's fabricated and you get through the match in order to tell the story. It
Well,
is what
and
it is.
I think what they gave us, is, like you were saying, that was their assume a rendering. Right there, what they gave us was their, like, let's get Cody in, give it, like, let's get this match over and done with. Let's get through it, but make it a decent enough match. And let's get the hell out of here and let's go get his arm figured out. That's why I was saying I don't see Cody being involved in. That's why I was saying I don't think we'll see Cody again until we get SummerSlam. I think
We'll see what
Cody
happens,
goes
man.
away, gets his arm taken care of. They give it time. They give it time to, even if it's kayfabe, give it time to actually heal.
Yeah.
So that he's at least then come back at SummerSlam.
Is Cody Rhodes injury prone at this point in WWE since his comeback?
I mean, the torn pec.
Because I'm just seeing that going around. That's
if
just
they're
a question
both
here.
real injuries, then yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Because I mean, the
the
torn
arm
pec,
break is
that was
a
real.
storyline.
That was real,
then
and we
had
all know the story when it comes to that.
You're right. 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 I don't know. My question is, how many times? Because that's the thing is, even with the torn pectoral muscle, and now with the broken arm, he still wrestled immediately afterwards. So
yeah,
how many times does someone have to get
Cody,
injured?
Cody was
going to
wrestle even if he. Cody was going to wrestle if he legitimately had his arm decapitated. That's basically the mindset of Cody Rhodes, and that's just the mindset of that.
And
Cody.
see that in there, right? But that right there is part of the problem. Yeah. Is having a wrestler with that mindset is that a positive or on a positive? Have a wrestler who he's legitimately not going to get up. You could snap him in half and he's still going to try to fight back. But on the negative side, you have a guy who is getting broke parts in his matches, and instead of going home to heal so that he can come back better, he's fighting through his injuries, and you run the risk of having a Kenny Omega situation like we did in 20.
Why?
He left for 9.5 months.
You said you don't care how many people join.
You had to do it.
We just talked about this earlier.
Look at the screen first. Look at the screen first. Tell me in private chat, and then I'll get things sorted. Don't just...
I'm on my phone. It didn't show me. It just automatically threw me in. Well,
God,
so
what match
was
on? What
match is he was talking about this before the stream.
We're talking Seth and Brock. We're talking Seth and Brock.
Cody and Brock.
There it is.
Cody and Brock, sorry. Shit, whatever.
Gave me PTSD real quick. I'm not gonna lie.
Regardless, Braun, Cody, he hit a disaster kick. He hits a Cody cutter, 1-2 and a kick out. Cody then hits a crossroads on Lesnar. He does it again. He goes for it again, but Lesnar locks in a Kimura lock. Cody somehow gets to the bottom rope after minutes of being in this Kimura lock. Lesnar then goes for an F5, but Cody reverses it into a crossroads cover for a kick out at 2. Cody then hits Lesnar with the cast, but Lesnar picks him up and hits an F5 cover for a very close 2 count. Lesnar then goes for a Kimura lock. This Kimura lock is on for, I would say at least a good, what would you guys say? At least a 3-4 minute Kimura lock on this thing. This was a pretty long Kimura lock before he passed out.
Yeah, at least almost 4 minutes.
This was a pretty long Kimura lock before he eventually passed out and Brock got the win. Obviously, we are going to SummerSlam for a third match. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Because they're tied at 1. They always love to do the trilogies. Just end it there. Please, for the love of God, just end this shit here. I thought... Because... We don't need this anymore.
Yeah,
They've done Cody all wrong since after WrestleMania to me to begin with. So
well, that's why he should have
just end it
won.
at SummerSlam. Get it over with.
Well, that's
That's
their fault.
exactly what
Should
I'm
just pull the
saying,
trigger
bro.
with
They've done
Cody.
Cody all wrong. He should have just finished the story.
Well, I mean, it's like I said earlier. Brock literally showed up in Saudi Arabia to murder a man and collect a paycheck. That's it.
And that's what he did.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. But that's all. That's all that Brock does though. Now that's all that Brock does nowadays. It's all that Brock does nowadays. He gets that sweet Saudi money and goes the fuck home to Saskatchewan.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
That's it. And Brock Lesnar matches aren't anything like, groundbreaking. It's either suplex, F5, suplex, F5, Kimura lock, maybe F5, suplex, F5 done, or somewhere in the mix of that. Then you get things going, and maybe a babyface comeback here and there, but still in the end, suplex, F5 done. Good. Get the hell out of there. Go home. Have some snarky remark or whatever for a TikTok or video for WWE, and then you go home. Because he did do that. He said, "Have a nice flight, Cody," on TikTok, and then he went home.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I'm wondering if we don't end up another triple threat for the World Heavyweight Championship, and we end up with Seth, Brock, and Cody.
I would throw up.
That would be a terrible idea.
I would throw up, scream,
That
and
would be
cry.
that would be so fucking terrible, bro. Why?
I can already see it happening because
I can see it too now
here's
that you
what I'm
said it.
thinking. Okay, hear me out. Right? But here's what I'm thinking. Right? Assume Cody is still here by Money in the Bank. He doesn't let his arm heal, right? He goes, he wins, and he decides to go after Seth. Right? Because he looks at his options and he goes, I could try for Roman again. But if I go for Seth, I beat Seth multiple times, back to back. Seth's the easier option. So I'm gonna take my Money in the Bank briefcase. I'm gonna go after Seth. In the meantime, Seth has been running around. He's a baby face now. Now that he's got this title on him, he's a baby face. Everybody's singing his music, right? And now that Cody's he's here, but he's not he's now Brock has maimed him. So Brock's not even now. Brock goes, he looks at Seth and he sees the shadow belt. He's like, I want that. I want it. Give it to me. So we have Seth versus Brock. Cody has won Money in the Bank. And Cody pulls a Seth and cashes in for a triple threat. I don't like that that's where my mind went.
I don't like it. I
don't like it either. I hate that that's where my mind went, but I can see it very clearly.
If this happens, it's your fault. If that happens, it's your fault.
Dude.
I mean,
bro, why do you...
It is.
If it happens, we're blaming Weaver for it.
This is not the mission.
I think I broke Phil.
This is not
if that
the
happens,
mission.
I'm gonna scream.
This is not the mission. No. That's not the story. That's not the mission. That's not what we're trying to do.
This is twice now that I have broken Phil.
You just love to break me. You love to break me down. And you love to challenge me, which I fucking hate about that. So thank you for being in my life for
It's
for
all for the sake of content. Gotta get that sweet content.
You love to challenge me, which I hate. You love to break me down when it comes to all of that. So I hate that. So thanks. You love to be the devil's advocate when it comes to things, and sometimes I just want to rant, but you won't let me. So thanks. Then when it all comes down to it, at the end of the day, you just love it when I implode on this show.
What?
I'm sorry. Look at the comments, please.
Break me down, not break me. That's it.
I'm sorry.
Michael took that shit weird.
Y'all
I
are
said
really
break me
pushing the
down.
Phil Hill turn. It's gonna come, and it's y'all's fault. When Phil snaps,
Implode is nothing bad.
Implode
That is not a bad.
worthy.
It for the sake of content.
Implode is not even like pause worthy.
I'm doing it for
That's
the
like
sake
a normal,
of content.
That is a normal word. Like the
I feel
implode
like
is
it
not even
explode. That
bad.
was a different story.
Yeah, implode's not pause worthy.
It is not.
So
Pushing Phil buttons for the sake of content, because everybody else, they come on here, they go along with everything, and the show's good. I'm giving you clip-worthy content.
You
Because everyone loves
want to
when
cause
Phil
chaos. That's the
loses
only
his
reason
shit.
why you're here.
That's true too. Chaos, controversy, and controversy.
Well, I'm not making any cash on here yet, hopefully, but it's not happening yet. So
you will.
Whenever your controversy creating cash, it hasn't happened yet. It's worthy in my book.
Well, not yet. I just
you'd
got
be
here.
surprised. Y'all have always funny. Listen, I love that you think we're funny. I really do. But implode is not really a pause-worthy moment, so that was just kind of bad.
See,
y'all think
Michael
Rikishi
gets
coming
it.
to Raw? Probably SmackDown.
Michael gets it.
Because probably SmackDown.
Yeah,
Roman's
definitely
not on Raw.
SmackDown.
He'll never be on Raw. He'll never be on Raw. But SmackDown, yes.
Well, never say never, but yeah.
Yeah.
He never shows up on Raw, bro. Give me a fucking break. Don't see again. You're trying to do this to me again. He's a SmackDown superstar. He's not showing up on Raw. I am turning heel. I am going to turn heel eventually. And when you do, all you guys are going to feel the wrath. All of you. I don't care who I hurt along the way. First of all, it's going to be Weaver. I'm attacking Weaver first, and then whatever happens, if there's going to be a pause
bold of you to assume that I'm the baby face here.
Gonna happen.
If anything, I'm gonna be the Heyman or the Don Callis just in the background, like, yes, let the evil flow through you.
No, but here's the thing. You can't be Don, because Don's thing is that he was the victim in all of this when it wasn't. You ain't the victim. I've been the victim this whole show for 373 episodes. This has been happening since day one.
Better than a Bloodline story.
I'm just trying to bring the real Phil. I'm trying to bring out the Phil that people haven't seen yet. I can see it.
This has been happening since day
TJ
one.
can see it. But the people need to see it.
This has been happening since the first SmackDown with fans back, bro. This is long-term storytelling at its finest. This is long-term booking. Okay? My heel turn is going to happen.
Phil's heel turn is going to be him revealing he's fucking anonymous. He's gonna be like, I've been plotting this whole time because y'all have pushed me to the edge. I will be the downfall of you all.
Hey,
Oh,
Austin,
by the way,
it was me all along, Austin.
Eric Bischoff.
Hey, look.
Hey, whoa,
after last night, I
First
don't
of
want to
all,
hear Eric Bischoff's
pretty sure
name
he
ever
was.
again.
Pretty sure that comment
You know
was
what I'm talking
pointed
about,
at me. I think he was saying that I'm Eric Bischoff's son.
No.
And
after last night,
me
I don't want to hear
personally,
Eric Bischoff's
I don't
name
have
ever
any
again.
issue with Eric Bischoff.
I'm just Eric Bischoff.
No. After last night, I don't want to hear
What did
Eric
he do
Bischoff's
last
name ever
night?
again.
Yeah, what the fuck did he do?
Phil knows what I'm talking about. Phil knows.
What the fuck did he do?
I'm not Phil. Tell me. I'm not Phil.
Wait, what? Wait, what?
You know Phil.
I don't even know what happened. Wait.
2K23?
Bitch, did you get beat by Eric Bischoff?
No. So, okay.
Oh.
So,
no,
me.
he was Eric Bischoff, and I kicked the crap out of him.
It was me.
I'm
Malik,
so confused.
It was me, Malik, Loft, and Phil, and some other dude. So we were picking each other's opponents, right? Marco picked my opponent, and this nigga gave me Eric Bischoff.
I've met that man in person. Okay, I've met Eric Bischoff in person. The man is he's a fucking saint. Like, coolest person I've ever met.
And you didn't get us the interview yet?
Easily.
Yes. And you know what made it worse, bro? The next match, Phil
we weren't doing it, Emmett.
Jumping me.
We can't afford Bischoff either.
Yeah.
Well,
I guarantee you we would not afford Bischoff's
Bischoff.
appearance fee.
And you know what made it worse, bro? The next match,
you're looking at
Cody,
a grand
Phil
at the
and
lowest.
Michael just jumped me the whole match. They just jumped me the whole fucking match.
I kicked the crap out of Eric Bischoff the entire match until he was eliminated. I did. I'm not gonna lie. I did.
They were jumping me. I did nothing wrong.
Let's get into the main event, so that way we can get the hell out of here. This undisputed tag team title match was fantastic. I loved it. Roman, whether you like him or whether you hate him, he's great. The stuff that he was doing with Sammy, KO, the referee, even in this match, good stuff all around. Solo, he took the pin, which we all kind of assumed, but at the end of the day, he still is going to be looking fine. He's going to be fine.
Which means that Roman lost.
Roman did lose. Roman still lost.
Idiots on Twitter.
Those people.
Roman lost.
Okay.
Roman lost.
Listen,
he didn't get pinned.
If there are any Roman fans in the chat that say, "Oh, well, Roman didn't lose because he never got pinned," be for real. Be for real with yourselves.
Look,
he lost the match.
Here, Phil, they won't listen to y'all because y'all are Roman haters. Take it from a Roman fan. No matter how you spin it, the man lost. If you want to put a caveat on it, Roman lost in a tag match. He's still unpinned in singles. Since y'all want to be so stubborn and say Roman didn't lose because he didn't take the pin, shut the fuck up.
See. Here's the thing. TJ may be a Roman fan, but he's not delusional like many others are. Like he at least knows that he lost the tag team match.
That one dude on Twitter, he was delusional. I'm telling the nigga. And Weaver knows, because he did too. It was like arguing with a brick wall.
Yep.
It was just so stupid.
Listen, at the end of the day, this is a really
That's
good
pretty
match
much it.
here.
Dude literally told me, well, when I was like, Roman still lost because a tag team loss is a loss for both team members. He's like, oh, well, then I guess all the 3-year no pinning to just stop talking about that now since he lost. And I'm like, no, those aren't the same thing.
That's not. Yeah, that's not the same thing at all. That's not the same thing.
They're delusional, man.
That's not the same thing.
Not at all. That's like saying, oh, well, so since the sun is in space and the moon is in space, that means the sun is the moon, right? No, idiot.
You sound stupid. This is what I don't see. This is what I don't like. See, it's the fans. The fans make me hate Roman.
This match is really good though, and it was especially what happened during the ending portions of this match that really got things going.
Jimmy said he ain't nobody's
especially
bitch.
when it comes to the Bloodline thickening. So Roman attacks Sami, but he fights back. Roman spears the referee, and anytime there's a Roman match, you have to expect the referee bump. It's legitimately in the contract of every Roman Reigns match in existence. There's going to be a ref bump. This ref didn't just take a ref bump. This ref died.
He took a spear.
This ref completely died on television because this spear he took the hard way, and this man was not coming back. he got speared out of his body. So the spear happened, and Sami hit a Superman punch on Roman Reigns. He did the whole thing. He put it down, and then he did the Superman punch. What's cool? Sami doing a Superman punch. He's great. I love Sami. And Sami was in his element tonight in Saudi Arabia, for sure. You could just tell he was.
That was the Super Sami.
Super Sami.
It was the Super Sami punch. The Super Sami punch. So he did all that. He goes for a spear, but Roman hits a Superman punch to Sami. Owens then takes down Roman, and he attacks him. He sends Reigns into the steel steps. The Usos then come out of nowhere and attack Owens and super kick him. They bury him under the announce desk. The Usos super kick Sami Zayn. They go for it again, but they super kick Solo Sikoa. And at this point in time, Roman he woke up. He woke up from his current nap that he took in the match. So he woke up and he saw it happen. He saw the super kick and all. So he had the face of like, what the fuck are these guys doing? What the fuck? Why are they here? What are you doing? So he gets into the ring and he shouts at them. He says, what are you doing here? Why are you in this ring? Why are you here in Saudi Arabia? I told you guys to stay home. He shoves me. Jimmy super kicks Roman to the shock of everybody, because if anybody was thinking he was gonna get super kicked by, everybody thought it was gonna be Jay. Everybody. But it was Jimmy.
I like that.
Jay then argues with Jimmy, saying, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? That is our tribal chief. That is us. Like he is legitimately what we are supposed to be fighting for right now. What are you doing? Jimmy says he did what Jay should have done a long time ago, and he super kicked Roman again. And you can audibly hear Michael Cole saying, "Oh my God. Oh my God." And then after that, Jay's like, all right, listen, bro, I don't care. We got to go. We got to go. Or Jimmy said that. Whatever one of them said that, we got to go. And then
Jimmy said that.
Trying to get out of Dodge. They tried to get out of Dodge before anything happened.
Did anybody catch when Roman was laying on the ground outside? Jey Uso was saying Joe, not Roman, but Joe.
Yep.
Jay was saying Joe and not Roman. Jay
Yeah.
was
saying
saying
his
Joe,
real name.
not Roman. Yes.
This is the
That
problem
was
I
crazy.
have with this, is that we've, like, where Jimmy is right now, where Jimmy was at the end of this match, that's where Jay was, like, a couple months ago.
Yeah.
You're telling me that Jay has suddenly changed his mind within a couple of months to where they've now switched roles completely,
Well,
and
here's
Jay
the thing.
didn't go. Oh,
Here's the thing.
I don't see why they had to do a complete switch.
I think Jay is going to finally realize what Jimmy did here tonight was going to be the right call in the end, and he is going to sign with his brother. I do. I think he is going to sign with his brother regardless. Now, how that happens, how we get there, I have no idea. But there are a lot of similarities to what happened at the Rumble. A lot of similarities. If you look at the body language and if you look at the situation that was going on right there was a lot of situations.
Roman just needs to stop turning
to
his back to folks. Roman, you got to stop turning his back to folks, man. Because every time
This is
there
also
was a
true.
lot of similarities to this. So I still do think that Jay will do something.
My
with
thing
Jimmy
here is just
in
the
the end
fact
and get
that
things going in the right direction.
My problem is the fact that we had Jimmy on this past SmackDown do the whole I'm the tribal chief. That was the equivalent when Jay looked Sammy in the eye and screamed, "I don't give a damn what the tribal chief says."
Mm-hmm.
Those were the same. They were the same moment. We're circling back around. We have come full circle and switched roles.
Okay.
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much.
When Jimmy kicked Roman, all Jay had to do was go, "All right, so we're doing this."
Yes. Okay.
But
so here's the thing.
Now all of a sudden Jay's scared again.
Because you know Jay wants to kick Roman's head off.
Yes.
You know it.
And here's the reason why. I'll tell you this. That is a key thing
Jay
with
is going
Stockholm
to fall
syndrome.
with his brother. It'd be okay.
Jay,
we're going to be fine.
Jay is a major victim of Stockholm syndrome right now. And what you saw during the Rumble time, when he was like getting fed up and stuff, there are cases where the victim will start to like break out of it a little bit, but then something will happen that'll pull him back in. When you get that little realization of, okay, maybe I'm stupid, I won't get free. Jay, when Sammy was trying to like taunt Jay out of it, that was that little window opening of like, come on, you got this. But Jimmy, being so deep at the time, was the one at the window saying, no, you don't, and closing that bitch back. Now that Sammy broke through to Jimmy, somehow Jimmy realized he was right, and now Jimmy got out of that window, but Jay is still sleeping. Here's a little Star Wars reference. When Leia was at Jabba the Hutt's side, that's Jay right now. Roman is Jabba, Jay is Leia. He's at the side, and now Luke, Jimmy, is going to break him out.
Jay will have no choice at this point now to let his guard down because of what his did. Now that he is going to have to let his guard down and try to figure out what the best course of action to get out, in the words of Sami Zayn, there's a way for you out of there's a way out for you when it comes to this. And thanks, TJ. They're going to pull the trigger. When
I'm guessing he probably
the time
just
is
got
right,
home.
when it comes down to that. And I think, yeah. So I'm just gonna leave it. I'm gonna put a background.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna put the blue. I'm gonna like the blue backgrounds. Not. I'll put this. But like at the end of the day,
ooh, pretty.
They're going to pull the right trigger, bro. I know you're kind of like hesitant right now, like where they're gonna go, if they're gonna pull the right stuff. They will. They'll get that done.
I'm sure.
Oh, they get it done.
I'm sure we'll get to the rest eventually. My problem is when we get to the ending, it's going to look exactly like the same ending we've almost gotten to two other times now, and it's been the only reason they didn't pull the trigger before was originally it was, oh, maybe we can get Rock, And then now it's, and now we gotta, or we can do. Let's see if we can push this a little farther, where this really should have already ended.
This should have ended at WrestleMania.
Like,
Listen,
we're still on.
I'm done with the Rock thing.
in
So
sweet
if
spot.
anything is about the Rock, I'm done with the Rock.
No, I know. I'm saying, like, when it comes to storytelling in general, whether it's wrestling, whether it's with books, anything, there's like a nice little sweet spot where if you hit the ending just right, it's perfect. If you do it too soon or you do it too late, you risk of it falling on its face.
Right.
So
you risk of losing interest for sure.
And now when we finally get the ending, when they're finally that's the end of the Bloodline storyline, it's not going to be what it could have been if it had ended tonight. Like if we had got Jimmy and Jay both turning on Roman tonight, that would have been a stronger moment than having Jimmy and Jay both attack Roman next month. You see what I'm saying? So,
right. Yeah. Listen,
but it also, like, because I feel like we've watched, like, I feel like we've definitely seen this episode already.
Oh, yeah.
You know, a soap opera.
Yeah.
Like, they've just done a repeat episode. Or, like, an episode where they go and watch something else back. So,
yeah. No, I completely see your sentiment. I do. There was a lot of similarities to what happened at the Rumble. There was a lot of similarities when it comes to the I don't give a damn what the tribal chief says. I am the tribal chief since day one ish. Like all that stuff. We've seen a ton of this stuff before, and that's legitimately what is going to be going down right now. Now, Owens then hit a stunner to Sikoa, and then Sammy hit the haluva kick for the win. 1, 2, 3, and they retained. So they retained the titles. Good stuff there. We're good to go. They're the tag team champions now, or not now, but they retain and they are still the champions. I don't know what's honestly next for them. I really don't. I'm still under the belief that, again, this is just a goddamn stickler to things. I hate them carrying 2 sets of tag team titles. That is what it is, and that's just a little minor detail, but I'm not even worried about that anymore. I just want to know what's next for Sami and KO, because I feel like already, and I don't understand why, because everybody wanted Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens to take down the Usos at WrestleMania. Now all of a sudden, now that they are the tag team champions, I just feel like people don't care anymore. I feel like people don't care that they're tag team champions, and they just kind of want to see other stuff because they've been tied with the Bloodline for years at this point, and we just don't know where they can go from here because they're still going to be tied with them. The Usos and Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are going to be tied with each other for a long haul. The long haul.
Well, and the saddest part of it is we had to deal with Imperium being dropped to like the lowest tier of a tag team when facing Sami and KO, to where now they don't even they would have been, for me, they would have been the next step. But now that just feels bland.
They
don't even
feel legitimate. They don't even feel legitimate enough to even challenge for tag team titles with the way that they have been used at this point. And it sucks because they are fantastic.
Honestly, you know what? What I would like to see, I know it's only been brought up in the video game so far, but I still think that for this year's Money in the Bank, I think we should get a tank ladder match. so that
That's too many. That's too many
a
people in
tag
the ring.
team in on KO and Sammy.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people in one
It'd be
ring.
different. It'd be fresh. Yes, but you could also do it to where you just have one member of each team compete for the briefcase that can then be because if you remember back in the 2020
One person
no
representing their team.
Performance Center era, yeah, when they did the match, the WrestleMania match in the PC, they had one member of each tag team for tag team champions or for the championship.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it was the one person representing that team to see who would be champion.
Yep. Plus, I feel like giving the tag team division, like the men's tag team division, a Money in the Bank briefcase, it's almost a soft reset of the tag division.
Yeah.
Because if you just put things that WWE has from Raw and SmackDown, you put them together, even if it's just like one of each member of the team, I think just that match alone could be like I said, could be a nice little soft reset. Just the winners of that match face KO and Sammy. They can cash in. And then you get then let them win. Let them win it too. Get the KO and Sammy, and let's just move on. Because I think them winning the titles was literally just for the purpose of moving the story along.
Yeah. Now, it's interesting that you bring up that that ladder match of like one person representing a team, because I honestly think back to when Otis was Mr. Money in the Bank at that one point in time, and people all over the place.
Yeah.
And this was before really Wrestle Talk to me, really, or like for my Wrestle Talk journey to me. Everybody and their mother, when it comes to like my friends and everything outside of Wrestle Talk, was, oh my God, they're gonna use this briefcase so that Heavy Machinery can cash in for the tag team titles, which I thought was absolutely horrid and ridiculous and like just not the way to go about it. Then they obviously did the transitioning of Otis not being Mr. Money in the Bank anymore, and we saw what happened. But if we legitimately had a briefcase, for tag team, like a Money in the Bank briefcase for the tag teams, and actually got something going when it comes to that, I wouldn't be too opposed to it. But you got to do it in the right way. And if you're going to do one person from each team representing the team in the ladder match, again, it could be cool. It could be cool to see. Do I think it actually happens this year? No, I don't think we'll see it, but it could be cool to see.
Yeah. It would be.
Yeah, honestly, they could just take a page out of TNA's playbook and do the whole feast or fired thing, just minus the fired part.
I love
so that
Feast
you
or
do
Fired,
have a tag
bro.
team with a briefcase.
So good.
It was a unique concept.
I mean, it was good people that got the good briefcases.
Yeah. Oh well, yeah.
Because they didn't tell people what was in the briefcases.
Yeah, no, I just loved it.
So like there were people getting fired on air.
I just loved that concept. That's what I meant by it. But yeah.
No, you open the concept.
That could be something too.
Yeah, you open the contract. Oh look, it's a title. No,
you open the contract and it says fired. It's like you open the briefcase. It says fired.
Yeah, it's a little pink slip.
Shit.
Yeah, goodbye. You're gone.
Yeah. That actually that was actually what happened. Like the reactions were
Yeah.
legitimate.
Yeah, they're like,
They legit
oh,
got fired on
damn.
there.
And then you look at
but
them,
no,
it's
I
like,
mean,
is this real? But yeah, no, I'd be down for it.
I mean,
They
I
just gotta do
just
it
think, I think if there was ever a time, for them to pull the trigger on something with money, like with giving the tag team division a Money in the Bank opportunity, it's now. While you've got
Yeah.
Triple H running stuff for the most part.
Yes.
So this fucks it
Yes.
up.
Just
Yes, because Vince is still here.
yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Listen, we can
thought
all
he
admit
was
it.
gone,
We can all admit
still
he's here.
Watch the World Heavyweight Championship match. They outright, Michael Cole outright said about the belt, the new belt, it has the McMahon family crest on it.
Of course. Yeah. Yeah. Listen, we can all admit
He didn't have to say that.
Vince
It didn't
is
have
still
to have
very
that on
well.
there. Like,
yeah. We can all still admit it. Vince is still relatively a part of the creative process within this company.
Unfortunately.
He's always going to be.
Unless we won't get rid
He's
of him.
always going to be up until the point he is no longer on this earth. And again, I'm not wishing death upon the man, but that's the legit truth about it.
and they'll have Papa Shango and Boogeyman doing rituals in the back with a Ouija board, having Vince's ghost book the shows.
Oh my god!
Probably, because Vince will always haunt us.
Yeah.
To the day he just.
I'm
he
still
doesn't want
here,
anymore.
pal.
Just still nothing. It was me.
It was me, Austin. It was me all along.
It was my ghost all, Austin.
You thought you could get rid of me,
It was
damn it.
my ghost all along.
Even in the afterlife, I'm still here, damn it.
But that was Night of Champions, guys. That was Night of Champions. 2.5 hours. We actually almost went as long as the show. And my dog wants me to leave now.
You heard him. Leave.
George, it's okay, bud. Go back to bed. But guys, God damn it. See, this is why I need my own recording studio. Thank you guys. We appreciate you. We love you. If you have anything else to say before we get the hell out of here, go ahead, say it. We'll talk to you for Double or Nothing. I'll keep you guys updated for Double or Nothing, but
not much.
Most likely we'll cover that for Tuesday.
Yeah.
I ain't got no much to say.
I think we're gonna do a watch along stream for Double or Nothing over on MEP Twitch. Okay. With maybe I think we're gonna try to have the stream, like the video, in the Discord, but the only way that you can see it, you'll have access to that watch party, is if you are subscribed to the Main Event Players Twitch channel, and you have just if you have any questions about that and you're already subscribed, Jay or any of the other guys on Main Event Players, we will get it figured out. Just leave a question. You can leave your questions in the Discord, and we will try to help you out the best we can. For Double.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Hold on 1 second, cause now hold on. Let's see something. Holy shit.
What happened?
Guys, happy birthday, Seth Rollins.
Oh, what?
Today is Seth Rollins' birthday. May 28th is Seth Rollins' birthday. He won the World Heavyweight Championship the day before his birthday. That is
That's
kind of
actually kind
wild
of
now.
crazy.
That's actually kind of crazy.
That's
Happy
crazy.
birthday, Seth Rollins. You are
Happy
now the
birthday,
new
Seth
World
Rollins.
Heavyweight Champion.
That's crazy. Well, we know his birthday present was.
There you go. Happy birthday, Seth Rollins. That's awesome. Now we can get the hell out of here. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate you guys for joining us. Go down to the links in the descriptions. You guys know what to do when it comes to all of those links. Thank you, SeatGeek, for sponsoring the channel. We love you. We appreciate you. Thank you for being a part of the OTB fam. And we'll keep you guys updated on Double or Nothing tomorrow. If no review, right after the show, we will cover it on Tuesday's talk. So, thank you guys. We love you. We appreciate you. Talk to you guys soon. Peace.
Too sweet.